Getting blog post ideas that get clicks and actually attract your ideal audience can be a bit of a challenge. That's why in this video I'll be going over the 2 questions that you need to ask yourself before you start getting blog post ideas, along with the 3 ways that you can actually get endless blog post ideas, and I'll be teaching you how you can promote those posts once they're out. So we have a lot to cover in this video, so if you're ready, let's get started. But before we get started, if you're new here, my name is Sarah and my passion is blogging. So that's why on this channel I teach blogging tips to women who want to make money and build a business with blogging. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. So before you even get your blog post ideas, you need to ask yourself, who are you writing for? Who is your ideal audience? This is an important question because you want to make sure that you are creating blog posts that your readers that you are trying to target actually want to read. And I call that a reader profile. So essentially what a reader profile is deciding what type of person you are targeting. When you're a content creator, either a blogger or a YouTuber, you want to have one specific person that you are talking to. It will make it easier for you to actually create content that is based around that one specific person. So for example, my specific person is women who want to start a blog. Now, of course, you want to get a little more specific than that. You want to get a perfect picture of this person in your head. So what type of job do they have? How much money do they generally make? What are their interests? What do they like? What do they not like? What do they read? What's their favorite social media? You really want to get a clear idea of what your one single person is that you are trying to target. The second question you want to ask yourself is, what is your audience searching for? So this kind of ties in with the reader profile a little bit because you really want to know who your target audience is. If you're targeting women who want to lose weight in their 30s and you post a blog post about video games, that's obviously not your target audience. So they're probably not going to be interested in that blog post. Now, of course, that's an extreme example. Of course, if you're a weight loss blog, you're probably not going to be posting about video games, but you get my point. You really want to hone in on a specific audience and think about what are they searching for so that you can better create content for them. So now that that's all out of the way, how do you actually get blog post ideas? The first way that I get blog post ideas is searching on Google. Usually using Google is how I do my keyword research, but you can actually use Google to get blog post ideas as well. So think about the short-term keywords that you want to hit. So for example, if you had a lifestyle blog or a beauty blog, you could look up makeup ideas or skincare routine. And you can use a lot of tools on Google to actually get yourself some ideas that are going to be searchable. So for example, when you type in makeup routine on Google, you're going to see a drop-down menu that has other search result ideas in there. And those are other ideas that people are searching. So you could actually use those ideas and create a blog post around that. You can also check out what other blog posts people have done whenever you look up whatever keywords that you are using. So you can use that as a way to get ideas. Now, total disclaimer here, you obviously don't want to be stealing people's ideas. So if you see a blog post that you like, you don't want to click on it, read through it, and then completely recreate what they have done, because it's just not really good blogging practice. You really don't want to be just recreating and regurgitating whatever you've read on the internet, because it's just wrong to steal people's ideas. And you want to be creating unique content with your own take on it that doesn't involve using other people's ideas. You can also check out the People Also Asked section on Google. These are other questions that people have searched into Google that are related to the search that you've looked up. So you can either tie those questions into your blog post if they're super related to what you're looking up, or you can use those to get other blog post ideas in the future. Whenever you do this, you can get thousands of blog post ideas this way by typing in different variations and checking different keywords and just simply like typing in a letter after makeup routine or whatever so that you can get plenty of ideas. This is really a great way to get ideas and do a little bit of keyword research for your blog post to make sure that they will eventually rank on Google. The second way that I get blog post ideas is with Pinterest. Now Pinterest, just like Google, is a search engine, so you can actually use the exact same strategies that you used on Google to get ideas on Pinterest. Whenever you search something up on Pinterest, for example, makeup routine, you're going to see a drop-down menu with other ideas that you can use. Again, those are searches that other people have looked up frequently, but if you just click on makeup routine, you can see there's going to be little bubbles at the top. Those are going to be even more ideas for you that people have looked up. So these are not only going to be good words that you can use in your blog post, but they might help you get some more amazing ideas, and you know they're searched because they are showing up on that top bar on Pinterest. Make sure to test out different search terms and other variations. And like I said, you can also check out other people's ideas, but again, we don't want to be stealing ideas here. We want to have our own original content going out onto Pinterest. The third way I like getting blog post ideas is using your own Google Analytics. Now this obviously doesn't work if you don't have a blog launched yet. You won't have any stats to look at. But if you do have a blog launched, you can actually go and see your most popular posts and write content based off of that. So if you go to behavior, site content, and all pages, you can actually see the most popular posts on your site and potentially see some trends. Your audience is already telling you what they want to see based off of what they're going to your blog to check out. So for example, for me, when I saw my top 10 or 15 posts, I noticed they were all based around productivity and business. So for example, coming up with a business idea, becoming a morning person, productive time of day, and Pomodoro technique. Those are all really based around my audience, which is women, and productivity. So when I started noticing a trend on the most popular posts being productive posts, I wrote posts such as this girl boss post here, the law of attraction, and 25 positive affirmations to say. These are all related to women and productivity, and just as I thought, they actually ended up doing really well as soon as I posted them. So don't be afraid to go into your Google Analytics and really dive in and try and find some blog posts that you can either do a part 2 with, or you can expand on more, or just some different topics or trends that you see in your most popular blog posts that you can potentially continue on. So now we actually have to get into how do you promote your content. You've gotten all the ideas, you've written the post, it's launched, now what do you do? How do you actually make sure the eyes that you were expecting gets on your content actually shows up there? SEO is the #1 best strategy that you want to use in your blog, but SEO is going to be a long game. It's something that will take 3 to 6 months at least to see results, and that's only if you're doing it correctly. But it is the most effective for blog traffic, and you will see the most return on investment for all the hard work that you're putting in. SEO is a huge topic, and essentially it stands for search engine optimization, and that is essentially when your post will get ranked in the top pages of Google. The higher your post ranks, the more views that you're going to get. We definitely don't have time to get into all the SEO strategies in this video, so if you want to check out the blog post I did, I will leave a link in the description down below so you can check that out. The second best way to get traffic to your site is with Pinterest. Honestly, 90% of my traffic comes from Pinterest, so if you aren't working with Pinterest right now, you definitely need to be. Pinterest is also, unfortunately, a long-term game. It will take some time for your pins to rank in search and for your pins to gain traction and things like that. So it is kind of like another SEO strategy because Pinterest is more of a search engine than a social media site. But once you see the results on Pinterest, they just keep coming, and the results are going to be amazing. Once I started using Pinterest for my traffic correctly, it's blew up. So make sure you're utilizing Pinterest for your blog post strategies. If you want to learn a little bit more about Pinterest and how I ended up growing my blog to 1.3 million monthly views, you gotta check out the course that I took called Pinterest with Elle. If you're interested in learning more, I'll leave a link down in the description below and you can check it out. It's a really cheap course and I highly recommend it for all bloggers to check out. Other methods are social media like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and those are more of a short-term game. So if you're looking for super quick traffic, you want to promote on one of those sites, of course. It isn't really going to be instant traffic no matter where you go. If you don't have a big Twitter following, nobody's really going to be clicking through to your posts, especially if you don't know your target audience like we talked about in the beginning of the video, because if you're making posts that nobody wants to read, it doesn't matter how big your following is, nobody's likely to click on it. So don't ever expect to get some instant gratification and tons of traffic right away when you first start blogging, because it's simply just not going to happen. Blogging is a long-term game and you have to treat it like that. So don't get discouraged if you don't see results super quickly. There's a lot that goes into blog post writing, and over the next few uploads I will be taking a deep dive into everything that it takes to write a blog post, from creating a blog post calendar to keyword researching and outlining and actually writing the post. So make sure you stick around for that if you want to see more. So that is it for this video, and as always, my name is Sarah, and on this channel I teach blogging tips to women who want to make money and build a business with blogging. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye!